This was my first weight loss, and this was my second. And what do they both have in common is that both times I gained all the weight back. The first time around, my method was self-damaging. And the second time around, it was too restrictive and too sudden. But both times have one thing in common, is that they came from self-hate. For the full story, go ahead and watch part 1 and part 2. But this is my current progress. And I've been going at it for the past 2 years. And this time, it's different. This time around, I'm not on a diet, but instead, I've built a lifestyle that actually works for me. It's not about rules or restriction anymore, but it's about building habits that feels natural and sustainable. And for me, that came down for 3 things: mental health, fitness, and nutrition. The biggest shift for me came from working on my mental health first. The last 8 years of me not living in a toxic environment anymore, I really did the inner work of unpacking all the trauma and conditioning that I carried from childhood. From growing up in an environment that made me believe that I wasn't good enough unless I looked a certain way. I went through deep healing of learning how to regulate my emotions, learning to be kinder to myself, build strong boundaries with my triggers, and prioritizing on protecting my peace to make sure that I don't turn to food for comfort. I stopped needing to fix my body. And that's when everything else began to change naturally. And the next part was fitness. I stopped seeing fitness as something that I had to conquer or like a chore that I needed to do. I started with something that I genuinely enjoyed, which was aerial classes. And because I genuinely liked it, I didn't have to force myself, and showing up was easy. And over time, I slowly increased the frequency, and naturally it turned into a habit. And from there, I started adding more activities, like actually going to the gym or trying different types of workouts like bouldering. And now movement feels like it's a part of my life. It's no longer a chore, but it's an act of self-care. I move because it makes me feel strong and clear-headed, and I'm no longer chasing a number on a scale. And after that, then came nutrition. And this time, I did it very gradually. Instead of jumping from 0 to a strict meal plan, I started changing things bit by bit. First, I learned how to portion my carbs properly. And then I started swapping ingredients, adding more fiber and protein, and choosing low-calorie option that still tastes good. And yes, it's important that it still tastes good, because at the end of the day, you still want to feel satisfied with your meal, but the content in it could be healthier. Making sure my meals are nourishing and satisfying is what quiets down the food noises and the cravings that prevents me to overeat later. I don't count calories anymore. I don't have a strict schedule of when I'm eating. I just eat intuitively, make sure that I don't skip, focus more on how food makes me feel. It's not perfect. I still like to eat over-processed food now and again, but it's balanced and sustainable. The biggest difference this time is that everything that I do now, from how I eat to how I move, comes from self-care, not self-control or self-hate. I don't do it because I need to lose weight, but because I deserve to feel good. I deserve to eat healthy food. I deserve to be able to still hike beautiful mountains until I'm 60. And it's not about doing everything right. It's about doing things consistently at a pace that is realistic. So I don't have a diet anymore. I have a lifestyle, one that supports my mind, body, and health in the long term.